Dear students, today I am going to teach you a very important topic, crusades. Basically, I was teaching you about Jainism and Buddhism, but my some old students who are preparing for competitive examination, so they requested me to make one video, two videos. First one, Crusades and Byzantine Empire. So today I'll release two videos regarding Crusades and Byzantine Empire. The Crusades or Holy War. Why this word Holy War I have told because Jerusalem is a place, and this place is sacred place, holy place for Christians as well as Muslims. So both wanted to occupy that Jerusalem, and for Jerusalem only the religious war started between Christians and Muslims, and it was very prolonged. Means duration of this war was very large. Means it was very prolonged. So let me teach this one main points in brief. One I will teach you. The Crusades or Holy Wars were the military expedition organized by the Western Christians in response to Muslim war of expansion in the late 11th century. During this period, the Turks attacked the Byzantine Empire and conquered most of the area except Greece and Asia Minor. They also captured Jerusalem, which was a part of the Holy Land of the Christians. Just I have taught you, Muslims occupied Jerusalem, and then what happened? They occupied that holy place. So this Jerusalem was birthplace of the founder of Christianity. I think you know this one. I have taught this one, Jesus Christ. So that's why this Jerusalem is very sacred place for Christians, and Muslim occupied that one. So definitely to occupy that area, that holy land, a war started that is known as crusades. The Byzantine Empire, Alexius asked Pope Urban II for help. Urban II was there, Pope Urban II. The Pope asked all the Christians to participate in the Holy War and promised that those who would join the noble cause would be freed from all the sins. And that is the religious one statement he released, that if how many Christians will participate in this war, so definitely they will get rid of their sins. Means how many sins they have done, they will get rid of. The main objectives of the crusades were, first point, you should write down also, very important point. I have selected from different books and I am making notes, so you should write down this one. To check the spread of Islam. So I have taught you Islam day by day occupying Byzantine Empire, and except Greece and Asia Minor, maximum part of the Europe they have taken. So that's why this war started. To check the spread of Islam, means suppose if more part will be taken, so that will be dangerous one. To retake control of Holy Land. Retake means again, means which territory lost, so we have to occupy again. So to retake control of the Holy Land, and next to spread Christianity, to recapture former Christians territory. And how many territories occupied by Muslims? So those territory would be occupied, would be retake. The Christians led 8 military expedition against the Muslims between 11th century and 13th century AD. Means continuous 200 years. So these crusades are a religious war, and try to understand how many casualty taken place. If suppose 200 years war will be happen, so definitely more people will be killed. The Crusades initially were the success and founded a Christian state in the Palestine and Syria, but continued growth of the Islamic State ultimately led to the failure of the Crusades. They could not drive the Turks out of the Holy Land, And nevertheless, the Holy War brought about the important changes in the medieval Europe. Means basically, what was the result? War started, but Muslims were very powerful, and these crusades were failed because Holy Land they have not got. Here, two, three more points are there. Impact. The Crusades brought the people of Europe into the contact with the civilization of the Greek and the Muslims. This widened their outlook of life and paved the way of renunciation. Renunciation means rational approach, experimentation, observation. Basically, dear students, when we will contract with other culture, so something we will get from that culture, and this is known as exchange of culture. Means something we are getting from means other culture people will get lesson from us, and vice versa will be there. The Crusades encouraged the trade and commerce in 12th century to 13th century between Eastern and Western countries. This contributed the wealth and prosperity of the Europeans who patronized artists and scholars. So this is second contribution. Growth of trade led to the emergence of the new towns and cities. People of these cities paid tax to the rulers and offered military services. In return, they demanded better condition of the law and order. This led to the decline of the feudalism and increase the power of king. What do you mean by feudalism? Feudalism is a kind of a system that was based on land hierarchy. And suppose I am feudal lords, so definitely my property will be transferred to my son, and after that it will be transferred to his son. So means one family will be enjoying very much and all rights and policing power. Okay, feudal lords had, so common people were not getting benefit. Okay, so when monarchy became very powerful and feudalism declined, so first hand many countries came to existence and national state emerged, very powerful state emerged, and they given shelter to trade and commerce, and after that trade commerce flourished. And one more point is there. With the spread of Christianity, these emerged a number of monasteries. And here why I am telling this one, monasteries means what? It was a religious place. In Buddhism also I have taught you Bihar, or we can say that where bhikshu and bhikshuni were living. Means it was a residential place where religious people will be living. So when religious people will be living, so definitely that institute will be a kind of educational institution. And one example I would like to mention here, Oxford and Cambridge. Earlier also both were monasteries, and after that they became a very powerful or very good institution, like they converted in as a universities. So try to understand the importance of that. Monasteries are the place where monks lives. Monks were a small community of Christians who wanted to devote their life to spiritual matter and the service of humanity. The women who wanted to devote their life to the cause of humanity and the religion were called nuns. They lived in separate monasteries called convent, and convent are nunneries. Convent, many convent schools are there, so they have taken title from that one. Monk and nuns could not marry, and they had to lead simple life according to the rigid code of conduct. This code stressed the on resistance of the material temptation and the self-sacrifice on pursuits of the goodness. Monasteries influenced the life of the Europe in the following way. Monasteries helped the spreading Christianity in Europe and other part of the world. The monk traveled to every nook and corner of the world to spread the message of the Jesus Christ. So these are crusades, and monasteries play a significant role in the preserving and spreading knowledge. Since at that time printing press had not developed, the monk had copied books. Most of these books included the Bible and prayer books, besides copies of Latin and Greek books. Monastery did great service to the mankind with the motto service to society. The monk and nuns not only took after the sick and wounded, but also provided shelter to the travelers as well food and clothing of the poor. And just one more point I have taught you, Oxford and Cambridge universities, earlier they were monasteries and finally transformed as universities. So these are uh, crusades and the impact of these crusades. Okay, thank you. And next day I'll come with another video. Thank you.